I mentioned last time we were here, we were going to come back and do some more exploring. Well, I didn't think we were going to come back this soon, but I'm so excited to be back here. And we're going to set off on a whole new adventure. You guys are going to love this. Stay tuned. Welcome to Trail Recon, I'm Brad, and we have returned to Coyote Flats here at Funnel Lake. I'm with Marco, my good buddy, who is back there getting dinner ready. Josh has joined us, and he is out here on the lake somewhere with my son, and they are fishing for some trout. Hopefully they'll catch something because we can add that to the dinner menu. That'll be really nice. But I said when we were here last time that we were gonna do some camping and some more exploring, and so that was what we've done. We've driven 7 hours to get here, and this is the starting point of a whole new adventure. Over the next couple days, we're going to explore up the 395 highway and just take some trails and see where they go. Hopefully find some amazing places and some other cool campsites just like this. This is going to be a great adventure, guys. I'm with some great folks, and you know we're going to be cooking up some food. So speaking of food, let's go see what Marco's got for dinner. All right, everyone, just a quick walk through camp here. So Josh has got his set up over here, and come on, I mean, you can't beat that view right there, right? Then I've got the Gladiator over here. And this is actually the first trip on the Gladiator, the multi-day trip. We've been out camping for one nighter, and I kind of started getting things dialed in, but still a lot of things that I need to figure out about where I want to put stuff. But the boxes and stuff are working out. That cooler, that's not going to stay. And then Marco, buddy, what are you doing over here? You're getting dinner prep. What is for dinner?
Filet mignon.
Oh, come on!
Yes, filet mignon with mushroom sauce.
Okay.
Creamy mushroom sauce.
Dude.
And also cauliflower with the same sauce.
Because you're going to make like a vegetarian steak for you.
Yes.
I mean, come on, guys. There is not a better man in the world who would cook, a vegetarian who would cook filet mignon for his buddies. That's awesome. Let me show you where we've got this kitchen set up. So there's this cool little cove up here. We got a little fire pit. There's these little logs to sit on. And then Marco has got a table. He's got the scuttle set up, so this is where he will be cooking dinner. So as soon as he gets things going, we'll check in and watch how he's cooking it. All right, Marco, what's in store for dinner? What do you got laid out on the table?
I got the filet mignon steak.
Okay.
That's going to be cooked on the scuttle. I'm going to do cauliflower steak because I'm going to be using the same mushroom creamy sauce that I'm making for the steak, for the filet mignon.
Okay.
Also in the scuttle, we're using some fresh rolled bread.
Okay.
Some garlic, butter, chives, mushrooms, some colored chilies to give it flavor, salt, pepper, some spices, and some heavy cream for the sauce.
So basic ingredients, but this is going to be really tasty, I think. I'm excited. I apologize for the flickering you're seeing here over the next minute. We were using an LED light that just isn't the best for filming. Marco started by chopping up the garlic and mixed in all the seasonings. No precise measurements here. Then he mashed it all together with the butter. And then next he seared the meat on the scuttle with just a little bit of salt and pepper. All right, guys, so I noticed we're not having any fish with our steak. What happened?
Well, no, it was him.
Not even a nibble out there?
Nothing. No. Didn't see anything. Yeah.
I think the filet mignon will pass for enough, right?
Yeah, definitely will.
Once the steak had a good sear on there, Marco added the seasoned butter to melt into the meat. He added the mushrooms and the heavy cream and just mixed it up really well. This was going to make for a very tasty sauce. Marco, brother, that looks incredibly tasty, and it smells so good. I cannot wait to dig in. What's the verdict?
I love mushrooms.
Justin?
I might not like mushrooms, but I love this steak. This is amazing.
And we can't forget about Marco's cauliflower steak. He cooked it up the same way he did the filet mignon. What's the verdict on the cauliflower steak?
Oh. Super good.
That was really good. It's still really good. It's just cauliflower, but it's really good.
Yeah, it's like a cauliflower steak.
Oh my gosh.
With mushrooms.
It was truly a great night around the campfire with some full bellies. Thanks, Marco. Good morning. We had the best night's rest, and waking up to this view is just spectacular. Now, Justin and Josh got up early this morning and they were out there trying to fish. No luck here on this lake, but they did a little scouting and they said there's another lake on the other side of that little mound over there. So they've hiked over there and they're gonna go see if they can catch some fish over there. Fingers crossed. Marco's up here cooking breakfast, and of course I've got my coffee. We're not really in any hurry this morning, but here shortly, probably in the next 2 hours or so, we'll pack up and then we're gonna hit the trail and start exploring. But first, let's go see what Marco's making for breakfast. Marco, what are you cooking up for breakfast?
Grilled cheese filet mignon sandwich.
Oh wow, man. You got a little egg wash on the bread there?
Yes.
Oh, that's gonna be good.
It's breakfast, man.
I swear I gain 15 pounds every time I go camping with Marco, and this trip we're just getting started.
So I know that we should be packing up and hitting the trail and going and have an adventure, but when you are in a spot like this and Marco is cooking breakfast like this, we are in no hurry, guys. Oh, come on. It doesn't get any better than that for breakfast. That's ridiculous, Marco.
Justin and Josh both got skunked again. No luck with the fish, but at least they said they had a nice hike. Okay, time to pack up and hit the trail. Funnel Lake is located in the Sierra Nevada mountain range just off of the Coyote Flats Trail west of Bishop, California. It's not an easy trek in, but can be managed with high clearance and four-wheel drive. Our mission for today was to search out some other campsites in the area and just head down some trails to see where they go. This trip will be all about exploring in hopes of finding some other spots to come back to. This is only my second time on the Coyote Flat, but I have already decided this is a place I'll be coming back again and again. The views up here never get old when you are on the flat, and you feel like you're truly in the middle of nowhere, which is exactly where I like to be. There's a small network of trails up here, and while I did a little research in preparation for this trip, I honestly wasn't sure where we would end up camping at the end of each night, and at this moment in the trip, none of us were really stressed out about that at all. Not a worry in the world up here. We were heading south on the flats in search of two camping areas that I had read about when doing a little research. These campsites are pretty well known, and here on a Friday we did come across a few travelers along the way that were also scouting out for campsites. The trail did start to get a little rocky and a couple ruts and a few tight turns in some spots, and while this really seemed mild enough, don't take them for granted, but I'll explain a little bit more about that here in a minute.
So we've been exploring Coyote Flats for the last couple hours, just making a left turn, a right turn, and just to see where they go. This trail has led down to a pretty common campground down here, and we've come down to, it looks like a lake bed, but really it's just a swamp bed, but we can hear a creek running out there, but we can't get to it. We're not gonna camp here. We're gonna keep on going and see what else we find, and if we don't find anything we like, we may just head back to the highway and head north, but man, we're having a blast today. It is so beautiful out here.
So you heard me mention a minute ago not to take these mild obstacles for granted. I honestly have no idea how or where along the trail what you are about to see happen.
Okay, so I've run into a little situation here. We were coming up the trail and there was a few rocks up there, and the bead came undone. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna lift up the vehicle and see if we can reset the bead using CO2. If not, we're gonna have to swap it out, but this is a first for me. I've actually never done this before.
I've seen plenty of folks on the trail bust a tire bead before. It's just never personally happened to me. We got the Jeep on flat solid ground and used a bottle jack to raise the axle. We thought the CO2 was going to do the trick, but there was still more to this story to come.
Bottom's just got to come through. Oh, we got a hole? Yeah. Oh, we punctured the sidewall.
There it is.
All right, well, okay. Okay, so we thought we could pop the bead with CO2 and it was working great, and then we realized we tore the sidewall. So now we got to do a complete tire change. No big deal, it's just a little bit of extra time out here on the trail.
So a punctured sidewall. There must have been a rock I just didn't see coming. I really need to get more familiar with this long wheelbase because while some of you out there are going to blame the tire, I'll say I've seen just about every type of tire get a flat out on the trail. I think I just personally turned a little too sharp on a corner where there was a rock and I just wasn't paying enough attention. I really need to get used to this long wheelbase. Another point I'd like to make for all you guys out there that choose not to run a spare, you never know when this might happen.
All right, so we got this swapped out in pretty quick fashion, and it's always good to have friends to help you out because this did not take long at all. But we're now sporting the steel wheel now, which is kind of cool. When we get into town, we'll see if we can find a tire shop and at least get that spare replaced because I don't want to keep running trails for the next 3 days without a spare. But at least we're able to keep on going on the way out of here. So it's 1:30, and we just found an amazing spot right along the creek. I don't have a spare, so we probably shouldn't do a whole lot more exploring. What do you guys think?
No, we got a lot to cook.
Yeah. Josh is cooking tonight.
Josh is cooking tonight, and I'm relaxing.
First day off.
And, I don't mind staying here.
Okay. Don't mind. Don't mind this beautiful spot right here.
Could be better, but
okay. All right. Well, we're setting up camp here. Let's do it.
let's do it.
So sure, maybe it was already early in the day, but we had already seen a few folks out on the trail and this campsite was probably not going to last long. Plus, we've got a lot of driving ahead of us tomorrow and now an additional unplanned stop at a tire shop to consider. So we just decided to call it a day and enjoy right where we were at. Can you blame us? This site was beautiful.
So within minutes of getting the rooftop tents all popped up, the heavens just unleashed and now it is pouring down rain. And a terrible time for this to happen, but Josh's awning snapped. So we'll have to fix that after the rain is gone, but at least he's got a little cover over there.
Oh yeah, Mother Nature unleashed on us. And that was okay because the Jeeps needed a little cleaning. But for about an hour, the rains came down hard and a nice little thunderstorm to boot. Even a downpour like this wouldn't dampen our spirits. This is what adventure is all about. You see all those smiles, right? Once the rain cleared, our fishermen of the trip were at it again. They caught a few brook trout this time, but nothing bigger than your hand. No meals here, but of course we released all of them.
So now that the rain stopped, let me give you a quick tour around camp. So the trail we came in is over there, and we got this nice little nook that comes in, and there's a stream all the way along here where my son has caught about 5 little baby brook trout. But come on, that's a great spot right there. Hanging out by the campfire. And then Josh is over here. He's got dinner duty tonight, and He's cooking it up, man. We got some salmon, some veggies, all kinds of good stuff. Better than the cheeseburgers I'll be cooking probably tomorrow. But thanks for cooking dinner tonight, Josh. Appreciate it, buddy. And then Marco's right here. Again, that stream just goes and goes. Beautiful sound, beautiful spot. And all because all we were doing was just driving around and exploring. You never know what you'll find, guys.
Josh had dinner duty tonight, and this is actually one of my favorite ways to cook fish on a campfire. Just a little seasoned fish with some veggies and a little lemon, and then throw it over the flame for a few minutes. That tin foil just locks in all those flavors. Then he also made a little instant rice to go with the fish. This is a solid meal right here.
All right, Marco, you didn't have to cook tonight. I'm curious to see how it tastes.
Man, the smell of this plate, it's incredible. You did a great job, dude. Thanks, Marco.
I know some people think we overdo it a little bit with our cooking at camp, but look, when you have the ability and the skill, why not challenge yourself to see if you can whip up something better than a dehydrated meal? I always look forward to eating something tasty and different at camp.
So things are getting a little creative at camp tonight. Josh has jerry-rigged an oven to cook some cookies. Look at that, guys. I'll be interested to see how well this works, Josh. I think that's pretty clever.
We'll figure it out as we go.
Okay, so this makeshift oven setup, it wasn't the best way to do it, but if you don't try, how will you ever know? It actually took over an hour to cook this cookie on the campfire.
So it's been a little over an hour, maybe longer, but I think it's finally ready. Let's check this out. A little burnt on one side. That's all right. What we're gonna do with this, nobody's gonna care. Wait till you see what's next, guys. All right, Josh, I gotta say this is a first for me at camp. I have never had ice cream at the campsite. And what you're about to do is what?
We're gonna put ice cream on a burnt cookie. And we're gonna enjoy it anyway.
Some ice cream and then some whipped cream on top of that. Are you kidding me? This was an amazing camping dessert. Our 4 spoons devoured this thing.
That didn't last long.
As the sun set behind the mountains, the temperature dropped with it. We were at over 10,000 feet in the mountains and it cooled off very quickly, and that campfire was the perfect place to stay warm and reminisce about the day's events. It had been a great day. There are still 2 days left on our adventure, and it's just gonna get better, I promise you. Be sure to click that notification bell below because you are not gonna wanna miss part 2 of this amazing adventure. Thanks for watching.